All right, good morning or good afternoon, everyone. We're going to go ahead and wait about a minute here to let everyone else join. So I will be back in about a minute. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. It looks like our numbers have kind of plateaued, so we're going to go ahead and begin. My name is Misty Cox. I am a program manager for AFWERX on the strategic communications team, and we welcome you to our monthly AFWERX AFVentures office hours. So this time is used to ask any questions. We have representatives from the open topic and specific topic and the StratFi TechFi teams available. So with that, just so you know, we are recording this. The recording will be posted to our website under the AFVentures weekly webinar page sometime within hopefully the next day or so. We do not have any slides, so there will not be any presentation slides this week, but you can go back and listen to this recording. So with that, if you could, please put your questions in the Q&A, not in the chat. If you have the same question, you can upvote them and we'll filter them and answer those that have the most upvotes first. But with that, we will begin. Okay, so the first question I see is when can we expect the StratFi TechFi to open? So Mike Williams, I don't know if you have an exact date or if you're able to just give a little bit of awareness. I know this is a big hot topic and a big question that we always get. So any information that you can give that's public would be great. Mike, I don't know. Can you hear me, Mike?
I just now can hear you. I didn't hear the question. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. So the question was, when can we expect StratFi TechFi to open? And I know you may not have an exact date, but if you can just give a time frame or whatever information you can give would be great.
Yeah, no problem at all. So welcome everyone. Yeah, my name is Mike Williams. So I work on the post-award side with StratFi TechFi. The next notice of opportunity is still in the process of being put together, and that is expected to be released this fall coming up.
All right, thank you.
And that'll also it'll be on our website as soon as it's available. So keep checking back at the AFWERX website as well, and you'll see under StratFi TechFi, we'll have that notice of opportunity, and it'll definitely let you know what that day will be. So keep checking back in.
All right, thank you, Mike.
Yes.
All right, any updates on the timing for the recent open D2P2? So somebody from Open Topic want to take that one?
Yeah, Misty, this is Megan. I was going to ask clarification for that. If the person who submitted that, what exactly, like what timing are you looking for? What specific bit of information are you looking for?
All right, it looks like Jeffrey McChesney, if you don't mind just typing in another, a little bit more clarification, additional details of what you're looking for exactly on the timing, and then we'll get back to that question again. Okay. So next, for the current 23.5D open topic cohort, when is the expected phase 2 submission solicitation to open? When are they expecting that?
So I can take that one as well. Currently for the follow-on phase 2 for the 23.5D cohort, the solicitation is currently scheduled to open in the October timeframe.
Okay, great. Thank you, Megan. All right, so next is, So Joel is new to AFWERX, and they would just like an explanation of how about open topics and then how they can access that on the website. I can take the website portion. So basically, if you go to afworks.com, there will be a tab at the top that has divisions. And if you go under the AFVentures division, that's where all of the information for the open topic can be found. And then I don't know if there's somebody else that from open topic that just kind of wants to explain what open topic is from a high level overview.
Sure, Misty, I can take this. This is Emily. Open topic is a little bit different than the traditional government topics out there. Open topic is intended to be technology agnostic as a topic. And what that means is that you can come to us with your solution. We're going after typically dual use technologies in the open topic, and you can present that to us and we evaluate that in a excuse me, cohort of in an open period of other proposals, and then that proposal goes through, and there's a phase 1 and a phase 2, and all of that information is available, like you said, on the website. The other place I would point you to, though, is recordings of this weekly webinar, and there is a weekly webinar talking specifically about the open topic, and I'll post that link in the Q&A answer forum, as well as in the chat, so that we make sure that we get that to you. And you'll have a lot of your questions answered by that longer webinar.
Okay, great. Thank you, Emily. All right, there was a question I saw about a StratFi TACFi webinar on 9 May, and if we have a recording of that meeting posted somewhere. That was not an AFVentures weekly webinar that we posted, one of our normal Thursday ones. I'm not sure if there was an additional webinar that I'm actually not familiar with. Anyone from StratFi TACFi, do you know anything about a webinar that took place on May 9th? Because that was not one of ours.
Yeah, so Mike Williams here. So I'm looking at our website now. The previously recorded webinars, we have one from 5 May. I don't know if that's the one we're talking about or not.
Hey, Mike, that was 5 May 2022.
Right. We haven't had one in a long time that I know of. Our earlier May webinars we had on May 4th, we had an open topic program deep dive, and then we had a regulatory considerations webinar on May 11th. So I'm not familiar with a StratFi TACFi webinar that took place this May. Like you said, the most recent one we did was last year. And we will be doing another StratFi TACFi overview closer to that notice of opportunity. So look for another all things StratFi TACFi, probably closer to the, I'll say, August timeframe at some point.
Yeah, concurring with that.
Okay, so there's a question from David about AFWERX Ciber Sitter grants, and they don't see any Air Force grants on the DSIP portal. So one, I want to just make a clarifying point. We do not, Ciber Sitter does not award grants. We award contracts. So I'm not sure if that's why you can't find any grants, if that's what you were specifically looking for. But our solicitations, those who submit a proposal and then are awarded, they are awarded contracts. So if you have an additional clarifying question that you would like, please go ahead and drop that back in the Q&A. Okay, so we have another question, a couple about StratFi TACFi again. Do you know the amounts and whether or not the eligibility and matching requirements, or do you know what those will look like, or will they look like last year? Basically those same eligibility and matching requirements.
Right. Right now, the current website has all that still basic information, and it is the same for the matching funds. So if you look at the TACFi award amounts, they're $375K to $1.8 million for TACFi and $3 million to $15 million for StratFi. The matching options, again, for TACFi are 1-to-1 SBIR to government dollars, or for dual use, SIBR to private funds, 1-1 for TAC buy, 1-2 for strat buy, 1-1-2 for dual use with private funds. Hopefully that answered the question.
All right, thank you, Mike. I know somebody asked for the weekly webinar for the open topic, so I'm assuming someone dropped that in. If not, I can drop that in there as well. If you go to the AFWERX.com AFVentures weekly webinar page under previously recorded webinars, you can find all of our previously recorded webinars for the last at least few months. We have been taking them down as they are being outdated, if they're outdated, but the most recent current ones are still on there. And I know the one from the open topic deep dive is still on there from May 4th. And let me see, I think I can drop that in there for you, Tracy. All right, let's see.
I just dropped that in the chat for everyone to see.
Perfect, thank you. Okay. Right now, let's see, I have another question about the, we're gonna follow up for the, any updates on the timing for that recent open D2P2. I think they were looking for when the sprint is expected to start and an estimated timing for award announcements. So I don't know if Megan, you want to take one.
So for the spring D2P2, the 23.6, the sprint will be happening in the July timeframe. And typically right before the sprint happens is when all of those notifications will go out for that.
Okay, great, thank you. And then a follow-up to the StratFi TACFi webinar on 9 May. It looked like it was an open topic phase 2 team monthly webinar or an all call. Anyone from the phase 2 team or execution team, do you know if those were recorded?
Yeah, that's recorded. If you can send a message to p2@afworks.af.mil, then we will get you the direct link to that. I'm not sure if that one got posted yet or not, but we'll get you the link. It was recorded.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right, we have another StratFi TACFi question. So how long after the solicitation closes do awards, how long are they until they are made, the awards are made?
So just to clarify, once the submission for the process?
After the solicitation closes. So let's just, make up a date. If it closes October 1st, like how long after that do awards typically take until they're made? Which I know it can vary by weeks, months, but I don't know if you have a better answer, Mike.
Well, so we're streamlining that process right now. We have our team looking at that. I'm not prepared to give an answer on that right now. I can tell you what the review process, that we go through on the initial review. We receive all the packages and the functional strategic reviews, the board reviews we have. Then we do have to go through the SBA reviews and stakeholder execution side. So there's several steps in that. Again, we're in the process of streamlining it. So it's going to be different from what it was in the past, and we're hoping to make that time period shorter, but I can't give you a time on that. Brian, do you have any numbers on that for what we did in the last go around?
I know that the goal was always to provide a notice within 90 days of the notice of opportunity closing, and then there were different criteria for the contracting offices and the TPOCs to award a contract after they had received a notification of selection. I don't have those numbers at my fingertips right now. I'm trying to find them. As soon as I get them, I will post them in the webinar chat.
Oh, great. Thanks, Brian. And again, we're in the process of streamlining some of that. So, we're trying to get better with each iteration of StratFi TACFi. So that's good news on that side. Thanks, Brian.
Okay, I think we had a follow-up question about DSIP. So they don't see any U.S. Air Force topics on the DSIP proposal. Are there open topics and under what component are Air Force or AFWERX topics listed. So you're probably not seeing, I just checked DSIP, and it would be the component would say, probably, I think it is listed as USAF, or it'll say Air Force. But the reason why you're not seeing any is because we do not have a current solicitation for open topic at this time. Is that-
Misty, this
yeah.
is Marty. Yeah, I wanted to add to that. So what he's seeing on DSIP is the current DoD Cyber Sitter, so the traditional BAA on there. The reason there's no Air Force topics inside it is because the Air Force did not participate in this cycle of 23.2. However, we will be in the 23.3 cycle, which is going to have a pre-release in August 23rd pre-release. And then that solicitation will close October 18th. So if you check back in August 23rd, you should see some Air Force topics in the BAA that releases at that time.
Hey, Misty, and I was just going to add in reference to open topic, we do not have any open solicitations out right now. On AFWERX.com, we do have our annual cycle laid out as far as what is expected per month. So our next solicitation that will be coming out will be our summer phase ones. And so sometime in the August timeframe, that will be there. And then there's also the detailed dates as we get closer that are also housed on the AFWERX website.
Okay, great. And I just dropped in the chat. It's just the overview page for AFVentures, and there is our current solicitations listed. And then I thought there was another graphic. Maybe that's on the open topic page too. I think it is the one that shows the annual cycle. So I'll also drop those two links in here for everybody to be able to review. All right, so next question is, what's the relationship between AFWERX and AFVentures? Specifically, how does one transition from phase 2 to maybe a StratFi TACFi and venture funding by AFVentures? Is there anybody that would like to take that question?
Misty, I'll take that one.
Okay, thanks.
So AFVentures is a division under the AFWERX umbrella. And so in order to be eligible for a StratFi and TACFi, a company must first be awarded a phase 2 contract. Once that phase 2 contract has been awarded and they've been working for, I think it's a period of 90 days, then they could be eligible once the notice of opportunity comes up to apply for a StratFi or TACFi. There's an application that is submitted. It's reviewed by our team here at AFVentures. And then if selected, then the Cognizant Contracting Office and the technical points of contact would be notified of that along with the small business, and they would work to get a request for proposal put out to that small business, and then it would be awarded by that contracting office, not by AFWERX. That's just kind of a quick snapshot of how the process works, but you must have a phase 2 and you must have been actively working it for a period of time in order to be eligible for a StratFi TACFi. I did type out a quick answer to that question. And if you need any questions about eligibility, at least what it was like in the past, the notice of opportunity is in that link in my typed out answer.
Great. Thank you very much, Brian. All right, so I have a question. I believe this is going to be towards you, Jenna. Is there any way to submit a forgotten attachment to a phase 1 or a sequential phase 2 proposal after the deadline? I believe the answer is no, but if you want to go ahead and confirm or deny that answer, Jenna, that would be great.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Misty. Unfortunately, the answer is no, because all of the attachments and documents have to be in at time of proposal. So just make sure you get them in and you get them done early and submitted by the deadline.
Okay, great, Jenna. Thank you.
So, Misty, this is Alan. I want to add a little bit to that, if I may.
Yes, please.
On this, so that's definitely true for a phase 1. Once the close date happens, it's over and done with. There absolutely is no way to do that. But for a sequential phase 2, it is a little different. You can have a submitted proposal unlocked by contacting the DSIP help desk, but you would want to contact the StratFi TACFi team before doing that to make sure that they will accept something late. So from a technical perspective, it's possible on a sequential phase 2, but it may or may not be programmatically acceptable.
All right, thank you very much, Alan. And then I had a follow-up. I see Gary put in, want some clarification from you, Brian, about, so is a phase 2 awarded and not funded eligible? So I'm assuming he means eligible for a StratFi TACFi.
No, a selectable not funded is not eligible for a StratFi TACFi.
All right, thank you. All right, and then we have another question here, and it may be different for the different specific and open topics. So can companies submit or be awarded multiple proposals in the same round? I'm assuming in the same solicitation. I know that guidance just came out in the last solicitation that a company could only propose one or submit one proposal. So for open topic, I think from here on out, you're only going to be able to be awarded one. And then specific topic, Alan or Marty, do you want to address that? Is that the same as well?
Yeah. So it is a little different for specific topic. This is Alan, in case somebody wants to know who's answering. For a specific topic, because we, in a typical solicitation, we may have 50 or 60 topics. It is possible for you to get awarded and submit proposals across multiple topics. You'd never get multiple awards under a single topic because that would be equivalent work. But yes, it is possible to win multiple awards and submit multiple topics or multiple proposals across topics in the specific topic BAA. And a little bit deeper clarification on the open topic, you can submit as many as you want, but only the most recent submission will be considered, as is the current guidance. So if you submit 5, whatever time you submitted the 5th one, it's that one that will get considered. Again, that's current guidance. That may change, but that's how it's worded today.
Thank you very much, for that additional information and for the information about specific topic. Okay, let's see here. I am not seeing any open questions at this time. Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right, so somebody's, the signal broke during Alan's answer to the question about submitting a forgotten attachment. So the email or the answer to that question about a forgotten attachment is you cannot send, or it is not going to be accepted. However, for StratFi TACFi, it was different. So Alan, if you want to just repeat that really quickly about the sequential phase 2.
Yeah, so it's really, for phase 1, it's not technically possible. Once the deadline passes, it's closed, no editing is available. But for phase 2s and sequential phase 2s, it is technically possible on the DSIP tool to unsubmit your proposal, add or edit it, and then resubmit it with contact from the help desk, the DSIP help desk. Now, I want to stress that it is technically possible. So you definitely, if you have that scenario, you'll want to reach out to the people who sent you the RFP and make sure that they will accept it programmatic. So it's kind of a two-piece answer. If the people will accept your late document, then it is technically possible to add it. But if you just go and add it and don't let anybody know, we won't know that it's there and we won't go get it.
So Misty, I was just going to add in reference to like open topic or specific topic, it will vary from like what StratFi TACFi accepts. And so some of the, depending on, I believe it's Bjorn, whichever branch essentially he's working with, I think that answer may vary. And so if he wants to submit, if he's looking for StratFi TACFi, specific topic or open topic, then we can get him in touch to answer that question directly for his situation.
All right, thank you both. Okay, so just some additional question about, so they understand that it is only one award per open topic, but is it possible to win one SIBR and one sitter phase 2 open topic going forward? And then second question is, how about phase 1 open topics? Same question regarding SIBR and sitters. So can they receive a phase 1 SIBR and a phase 1 sitter, or the same with a phase 2? Anyone from open topic?
Sure, I can take that, Misty. This is Emily. When we release those solicitations, the SIBR phase 1 topic is a different topic than the sitter phase 1 topic. So you may submit to each topic. And so good on you for reading and noticing that distinction. For the direct to phase 2s, those are only SIBR. We don't have any sitter direct to phase 2s. So those will be limited to just one per the open period for that solicitation, because this will be only one topic. If you have a follow-on phase 2, because you were awarded a phase 1, then that is one award, phase 2 award per phase 1 award.
So they could get a phase 1, a follow-on phase 1 SBIR and a follow-on phase 2 STTR if they were awarded for both, for a SIBR and for a sitter phase 1, correct?
Right, because those would have been awarded under separate topics. It's one per
Okay.
topic.
Perfect. Great question and a great clarifying answer, because I'm sure a lot of people had that that question. So thank you. All right. What else we got? Okay. They're gonna dismiss that one. I don't see anything else. Anyone else have any questions? We still have 30 minutes. So fire away. All right, so Bjorn is saying that Alan, your answer broke up again. So rather than just asking him to state your answer a third time, he's just gonna go ahead and email his question to P1.
So I believe he's asking for open topic.
Oh,
Bjorn is looking for an open topic answer.
All right, well, since we don't know exactly which question, you can just, go ahead and email p1@afworks.af.mil and then we'll get you an answer. Thank you. Okay, so we have another question in here from Ahad. Our previous open topic proposal received a rejection primarily due to its marginal commercialization strategy, despite receiving excellent team and technical criteria. They are now considering resubmitting it in the next round with a modified commercialization approach. We would greatly appreciate any guidance or suggestions to strengthen our commercialization strategy. Does anybody have any suggestions on how they could strengthen that commercialization strategy for his proposal?
Sure, Missy, I can take a stab at that. Really, I know this isn't the answer that you want to hear, but it is the answer. You're really going to want to do a deep dive into the solicitation and read those evaluation criteria very carefully, because those are the evaluation criteria that we are bound to. So you're going to want to look at that very carefully. And the other thing you can do is go to the open topic deep dive where this is discussed a little bit. And I will put the link to that in the answer to your question. I've already put it in the chat. So you're going to want to go look at that from May 4th, and you'll have some more details on how we do some of those evaluations.
Okay, great. Thank you, Emily. All right, so we have another question. Can we fund a SIBR for a company that hasn't competed for the contract yet? So it sounds like maybe this is a venture capital, a VC question. Can we fund a SIBR for a company that hasn't competed for the contract yet? Anyone want to take a stab at that one?
So this is Alan from Specific Topic. I'm going to take a stab at it. I'm not totally sure I understand the question, but I will say this, as Misty said earlier, the SBIRs are not grants, they are contracts, and as such, they must be competed. So in a specific topic world, a Air Force organization couldn't say, I have this XYZ need, and I know that ABC company can fulfill that need. So I want to spend SBIR money and give it to this company to fulfill my need. That we definitely cannot do. What we would do is we would create a topic for that need and allow that to be competed, and then we would pick the best proposals submitted by any companies. And that's basically true for open topic as well. You can't just, it has to go through competition. I guess that's the short answer.
Okay, great. Thank you. Can a selectable not funded phase 2 specific topic become a sequential phase 2? So that's probably you, Alan, again.
Really, I think this is a strat by TAC by question, since pretty much strat by TAC bys and sequential phase 2 are synonymous.
All right, so can a selectable not funded phase 2 specific topic become a sequential phase 2? So anybody from StratFi
No.
TACFI want to hop on? Brian? No?
Hi, this is Brian Powell from the StratFi TACFI team. No, a company must be awarded a phase 2 contract prior to being eligible for a StratFi TACFI. A selectable not funded would not make a company eligible for a StratFi TACFI.
Thank you. I believe that was a repeat question. Sorry about that. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, what route can SBIR applicants take when questions posted on DSIP are not answered? So, I mean, I can tell you that if it's during the solicitation, we have some Ask Me Anything webinars, typically during those periods of time. So I would say you can try and attend a webinar if it's outside of those Ask Me Anythings. Does anybody else know where? I mean, go to the website, really read your solicitation guidance. I guess it really depends on what the question is too.
And for the person who submitted it, are you looking for specific topic, or are you looking for open topic? And that would help provide a better detailed answer for what they're looking for. To answer essentially what you were saying, Misty, open topic.
Specific topic, he said. Sorry, he came back with specific topic.
Okay.
So SBIR applicants, questions that aren't being answered on DSIP and their specific topic related. Alan, do you have any other guidance on where they could go to get answers other than maybe directing them to your org box?
So again, this is Alan from Specific Topic. This is a touchy question. I'll give it my best shot at an answer. So within the Specific Topic program, each topic has a TPOC, technical point of contact, and they are responsible for those technical questions. Us here at AFVentures are not the technical POCs for these topics, so we don't have the ability and the knowledge to answer a technical question. We have multiple people who act as liaisons to get those questions routed to the TPOCs. In the end, if a TPOC doesn't answer the question, there isn't a lot we can do to wrestle them to the ground and make them answer that. All we can do is continue to send reminders, and we do that. We have 2 people that sole job is to track those DSIP questions. So the only thing I can tell you is you should know and feel comfortable that the TPOC has received that question.
Okay, they're saying, unfortunately, there are no TPOCs listed.
So for that, maybe you can email our Specific Topic org box and let us know the topic number. As mentioned previously, right now we don't have any open solicitations for specific topics. So I need to know more information about what topic number you're looking at.
All right, thank you. All right, so we have another question. We submitted a D2P2 proposal and phase 2 proposal in May. Are both proposals being evaluated at the same time? And when should we expect to hear back on the proposals? So one was a D2P2 proposal and then also a phase 2 proposal. Are they being evaluated at the same time? And when can they expect to hear back?
So for open topic, I'm assuming this was specific to open topic. The phase 2 proposals, as well as the D2P2 solicitation, they are released at the same time and both flow through the same process as far as through our evaluation process all the way through the PK award. And so the award cycle is going to be in July, and you will hear sometime before that for if you were awarded or selected for award.
All right, thank you. We just had a question come in about the maximum award value for an AFWERX phase 2. So I believe for open topic, it is the maximum award right now is 1.25 million. And for specific is, I know they just changed those. I think for, and correct me if I'm wrong, Alan, but a maximum award is 1.5 million. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, 1.5 for a phase 2.
Yeah,
in
that's correct.
specific topic. Okay. All right, great.
But do know that those values can change from solicitation to solicitation. So as Megan said earlier, make sure you're reading the solicitation very closely, because we have in the past had 1.8 million. We've had 1.75 million. Right now they're at 1.5. So do read the solicitation and it will answer that question if it changes.
But I believe it has, did the STTR just increase for a specific topic from to a 1.7 million, I believe, right? So it's 1.5 for SBIR, but it's 1.7 for STTR, correct?
Yes, that's the current one now. But like Alan said,
Okay.
it will change according to the solicitation. So those numbers are correct for the next upcoming solicitation, which we mentioned is going to be pre-release on August 23rd.
Okay, sounds good. So as of today, June 1st, 2023, that is your answer.
Yeah, and this is Alan from Specific Topic. I want to add a little bit of depth here. It's important for companies to know that the specific topics and the open topics are solicited in different solicitations. So as sometimes you may get confused, a BAA, broad agency announcement through the DoD BAA is where you will find all the specific topics, and the open topics are released at different times under a CSO solicitation. So if you ever get confused, a BAA is specific and a CSO is open in general.
Great information today. Thank you for passing that along to everybody and for the distinction there. All right, I think this is going to go to Jenna. How is a CBIR phase 1 transition to a CBIR phase 2? This is for open topic. How is that process and selection criteria different than a D2P2?
Yeah, so great question. So typically the RFP for the phase 2 is only open to those phase 1 companies. So that's kind of like an extra perk that we have coming into the phase 1 program. You guys essentially have your own RFP going into phase 2, which is very different than doing it direct to phase 2. So when you're looking at the evaluation process, though, the evaluation is still the same. So for those phase 2 RFPs, you still have to have that customer memorandum, and the what we evaluate on, again, is still the same based on those criteria. Typically, when you're looking at going a direct to phase 2, you don't necessarily need the phase 1 piece, because you already have an end user and customer that's already signed your customer memorandum. You don't need that customer discovery process in that feasibility study that we offer in phase 1. But to, again, go back to answer your question, the evaluation piece is still the same. It's just a matter of if you have an end user and customer in mind already, coming into the program, then that direct to phase 2 piece is the way to go. But the phase 1 folks also get, again, that extra benefit of having their own RFP moving into phase 2. So hopefully that helps answer that question.
Okay, thank you, Jenna. All right, so any other questions? All right, Bianca asks, our Air Force customer asked us to get documentation started for approval permissions to access Air Force backend software systems because it is a lengthy process. Where can we get information on how to do this? Is there anybody on this, a panelist that can address that question?
Misty, it'd be helpful to have some clarification on what phase and whether they're open topic or specific topic, so we can get them the best answer.
All right, Bianca, if you could submit a follow-up, we will try to answer that for you. All right, any other questions while we wait for Bianca to, okay, they're a phase 2, SBIR phase 1 open topic and have an Air Force customer for phase 2. Thank you, Bianca, for the additional information. So it would be basically, yeah, they're a phase 1 company looking to submit for a phase 2.
Yeah, I can kind of take this one. Bianca, I think it's still going to go back to kind of what systems you're wanting, to get access to, and kind of what that phase 2 looks like for you all. If you want to go ahead and send it to our org box with your information, we can get you properly aligned. So that is p1@afworks.af.mil, and we should be able to get you going in the right direction.
All right. Okay. Is there anything that can be done with the selected not funded D2P2 other than resubmitting? Is that for a selected not funded D2P2? I'm assuming open topic. Yes, open topic. And I do just want to mention quickly before we answer this question, next week we will be having, so Lieutenant Colonel Chase Iserman will be on to present a phase 3, engaging the market and transition. He has given this presentation before, but it's usually a hot topic. So he's going to brief everyone on that again. So he'll basically talk more about how accessing the SBIR and SITR ecosystem and how both government and industry can engage in technology problem set matching and how you can plan to transition efforts under the SBIR program. So I do want to just put a plug in for next Thursday, June 8th, for that presentation. And is there anyone on that can go back and answer that question about the selected not funded D2P2? If you want, I mean, you could just send an email to the P2 org box and we can drop that in there too.
I can answer it unless someone from the open topic team wants to take it.
No,
Go
go
ahead,
ahead. I
Chase.
was just about to come on and actually refer you to that.
Oh, Chase is on.
Yeah, we can talk about this more next week as well for
Yeah.
folks who are going to attend. But yeah, absolutely. So your customer end user that signed up as your collaboration agreement partner, if they have funding, they can award that contract. There's a topic transfer process out of AFWERX over to that organization. The keys there are they will be doing the contracting work and they will have to provide the funding. So there are some roadblocks there, but that's absolutely an opportunity. And we offer that transfer process to anyone else in the federal government as well. Army is reluctant there, just being candid with everyone, but there is an opportunity to progress that topic as is and have it awarded as is, meeting our competition requirements. Over.
All right, great. Thank you, Chase. I did not see you hop on here, so thank you. And again, next week, you don't want to miss it. Chase is a wealth of information, and it will be a great webinar and another opportunity for you to ask more direct questions about that phase 3 process. So thank you very much, Chase, for hopping in and answering that question. Let's see here. Thought I saw some, oh, here we go. I thought I saw something come through. Okay. So RMF is something that comes up a lot. Is there anything on the roadmap that can aid companies achieving that IL4 status? The SBIR process allows for interim authority to test, but often the RMF process extends beyond the time of a P2, and end user units are hesitant to continue to P3 due to phase 3 due to not having an ATO in place. Is that, I don't know if Chase, is that something you can answer as well?
Yeah, answer, not so much. Michael will probably laugh here in a second, but there's no good answer for this, unfortunately. Across the services, the ATO process is not ironed out. Space Force specifically is still working from basically nothing to identify that process. Even within the Department of the Air Force, if you go to different commands, there's not reciprocity. So ATO is a massive issue and concern that we're working through AFWERX to develop some guidance there. So an answer, I don't have one. The bottom line is whoever you're working with, either through their wing, their MAGCOM, there is a security officer, there is a process identified, at least at that localized level. The time that it takes and the money you have to invest to get there, I can't give you a good calculus on that. But that is a concern. We totally get it. It would be great if we could iron that out in phase 2 somehow, but that's simply not in the cards based on the SBIR funds. So we can talk more deliberately about that next week. I won't have any necessarily better guidance, but maybe a couple pathways or conversation starters that we can have between the company and the organization supporting their effort. Over.
Okay, thank you very much, Chase. All right, okay, we have about 13 minutes left. Any last burning questions from our attendees? All right, I'm going to wait a minute. And after that, we might give some people some time back today.
Misty, this is Alan. I'm from Specific Topic. I want to just add a hair more detail on that selectable, not funded question and where people can go. Chase was absolutely right. You know, the people that signed the customer memorandum can award that. I think the key piece for a small business to know is that proposal has met competition requirements. So it can be a direct award. It doesn't have to be competed again. So that could go to, you know, the Navy, the Army, any other DoD service without having to be competed. It could be a direct award. So that's kind of a feather in the cap when the sales guy is trying to find someone to buy the thing. It has already met that competition requirement.
Thank you, Alan, for that additional information. I know everybody really appreciates all of our panelists. Thank you very much for all of your answers and input today. Hopefully we've been able to answer the majority of the questions and have given clarity. Let's see, we have another question that just came in. How do we submit a proposal for a specific topic to AFWERX for consideration? For example, they're talking to an AFRL POC about a specific problem and would like to see it show up at the next cycle. That's a great question.
Okay, so this is Alan at Specific Topic again. That's a long answer, so I'll try to keep it as short as I can. The first part is easy. All SBIR proposals, all SITR proposals for the Air Force must be submitted through DSIP and submitted to a topic. A typical specific topic would be a number like AF233-0012. That's for Air Force topic in the 23.3 BAA, topic number 12. So now, as I address the AFRL POC part, that AFRL POC has to create and work that topic so that it can be included in the solicitation. So If they have a problem statement, please have them reach out to us if they want to do a SBIR topic and get SBIR funding. But if they don't do a SBIR topic and release it through our BAA solicitation, then you can't submit a proposal to that need through the SBIR program. There may be some other methods out there. I'm a SBIR expert, so I don't really know what those might be, but to go through the SBIR program, they've got to submit the topic and create the topic so it can be included in a solicitation.
Again, thank you, Alan. We so appreciate you being on this this webinar today. Okay, with that being said, I think we're at 10 till the hour with no additional questions in our queue. So with that, again, just wanted to remind everyone about next week's webinar with Lieutenant Colonel Chase Iserman. And we should see everybody back here, same time, same place in 1 week. Everybody have a great rest of your day and a great weekend.